Go.
Welcome, it's December 6th, 2024, and I'm with Mr. John Jeckovich, and we're going over his book titled Their Mother's Sons. Mr. Jeckovich wrote the book over 30 years ago, and we actually just found out about it a few years ago. What was your motivation to write the book, Mr. Jeckovich?
It's supposed to be an autobiography.
And what does this start from your age 11?
Huh?
Age 11 to your retirement?
I started before retirement, yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, the book covers your age 11 years
Yeah.
old to your retirement, correct?
Yeah,
I see. It was approximately 900 pages, correct?
yeah.
How long did it take you to write such a long book?
Yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
How many years did it take?
I never been here when he was recording.
How many years did it take?
2 months.
Hello.
Sorry
Hello.
to interrupt.
That's okay.
So sorry. I never came in here while he was recording, so.
Oh, that's
What do you got?
Are we on camera?
One, just
We're
one?
live. What's your first name?
Chantrell.
Central. Welcome to Mr. Jeckovich's studio. We're
So
going over his book. They're
Thank
going over his book, Their Mother's Sons. It's about 900 pages long, and it takes him from the time Mr. Jeckovich was 11 years old to his retirement.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Includes his fighting in World War II. He fought this man here, Adolf Hitler, and his last war he was in was called the Battle of the Bulge. That happened in Germany. And these are all teenage boys that did this, Chantal. And Mr. Jeckovich from the World War II, he was beat up, shot up, stabbed.
Oh boy, here we go, here we
Shot
go,
by
here
a
we go.
sniper, trench foot, frostbite, and most of the people in his division didn't survive.
Wow.
And these are 17, 18, 19-year-old boys. And there were 16,400,000 men and women during World War II. And now of the actual military fighters, Chantel, we have less than 6,000 left.
Oh, wow.
Because you're in the late 90s,
Right,
early hundreds.
right.
And these young fellas, we're losing them at a rate of 50 men a day. So now we're here to interview him and getting all his answers that we got so we can keep it for the next generation.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
good. Thank y'all so much.
Hey, before you go, I like the pink you got on today.
Thank you.
So I got your pink rosary.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, Chantel,
Yeah,
nice to
y'all,
see
yeah, it
you.
was nice talking to
Thank
you.
you for
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. Thank you for coming into studio. And what studio is this, by the way? This is Studio 6, what is it, 6B? Well, anyways, let's get back what we're discussing, Mr. Jeckovich. This book is about 900 pages long, and it takes you from when you're 11 years old, when you had to become a man very quickly, because your father died at 43. See, people don't understand, when immigrants came over back then from the old country, they would not take a handout. They would never take a handout.
No,
Never, ever take a handout. So most of these immigrants, like Mr. Jeckovich's father, whose name was Marion Jeckovich, they worked themselves to death. How many jobs did he have? Like 3 or 4 jobs, Mr. Jeckovich?
Huh?
Your father had 3 or 4 jobs?
who is?
Your father had many jobs, correct?
Well, before he settled in Carborundum, he worked masonry. He did some stuff on his own until he got until he got into Carborundum.
So Mr. Jeckovich, these immigrants that came over 100 years ago, these were hardworking people. They would never, ever accept a handout. If they didn't earn it, they didn't take it. As a result, many of them worked themselves to death, as Mr. Jeckovich's father died at 43 of a heart attack when making cement. And to show you how times have changed, Mr. Jeckovich was just a young boy. The police came to your door, and what did they say?
And so we would like to take you down to see your father. Father got hurt at the hospital.
So they came to your house at 3063 Orleans Avenue, and they said, hey boy, what did they do, take you in a cop car? They take you in a cop car?
They took me down in a cop car, yeah.
They said, hey boy, come here, your father got hurt. So now they drop you off in front of the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Then what happened?
I asked him where my father was. He said, she looked at me, Well, he's downstairs, I'll take you down there.
And you thought you were suspicious at this point?
Yeah.
And where'd they take you?
He took me down to the morgue.
Now, would you take 11 or 12-year-old boy into the morgue? I don't think so. That's one of the good reasons why things have kind of changed a bit. And when he went down to the morgue, what did they tell you to do? To identify your father?
To identify your father and look through his pockets.
And what did he have in his pockets?
Had that Prince Albert can of tobacco and those papers that make this.
The rolling papers.
Yeah, the rolling papers. Then he had a couple quarters, had a key for the car, for the house, and he had $5 in his pocket. Didn't have no wallet or nothing.
Did he ever have a wallet?
No, I never didn't. I didn't see a wallet. No.
Okay. Maybe, a lot of people don't carry wallets.
No.
And so at that point down there, and when that happened, you became automatically the head of the household. You became automatic. You had to watch out.
Well, mother broke up. Yeah,
Yeah.
she couldn't take it.
She couldn't take it, yeah. I can't blame her. And so now you're the head of the household, not even a teenager yet. And that's where this title comes from. Their mother's sons. Because Mr. Jeckovich, John J. Jeckovich, was one that cared for his mother from 11 or 12 years old to her final days, which made it her, about 89 years old, was it?
89, yeah.
Isn't it an interesting story? She was a hard-working lady, too.
Yeah.
She would take nothing unless she earned it. Tell us the type of different jobs your mother had.
Well, she started working for Dr. Mr. Coors, Rice on Third Street. Where Third Street behind my Falls was all those residential buildings.
Beautiful mansions.
Yeah, and she was there cleaning up, and she would take care of the kids while they were working, and she fed them, and then she could come home at 5 o'clock.
Or sometimes you stayed in the hotel.
Well, I stayed at a hotel a couple of times because they didn't have no way of getting me home.
They had no way of getting you home. And then what other type of jobs did your mother have?
Well, but after that, she worked at Kresge's downstairs in the kitchen.
That's S.S. Kresge.
S.S. Kresge.
On Main Street, where the cars at that time were angle parked.
Diagonal parking.
Wasn't that Kmart before it was Kmart? Kresge's?
Diagonal parking.
And then you worked there. Your mother got you a job there.
I worked at Kresge's, yeah.
What did you do there?
I was a stock boy.
And what else?
I was a stock boy, I had to make sure you get the gum off the floor.
And how'd you get the gum off the floor?
Putty knife.
And your mother was working at the kitchen counter there, right? The lunch counter.
My mother?
Yeah.
No, my mother worked downstairs in the kitchen. She was a cook.
She was a cook?
Yeah, she didn't work upstairs in the counter, no.
Oh, she worked downstairs.
The cook.
And did your mother make you a nice lunch?
Well, when I come from school, she said, I gave you I gave you a gallon, I gave you a quart of milk and a couple sandwiches. Take it where the candy shop is. Don't make a mess.
And so where would you eat?
In the candy shop.
Is that like
downstairs,
basement? Yeah. Is the candy shop where they stored the candy?
That's boxes of candy came in there,
so
yeah.
you didn't go upstairs and sit at the counter?
No.
You weren't allowed to, right?
Well, I never asked about it. My mother said, go over there, sit down in that place, and she pointed to the aisle there.
And as time went on, there was 2 movie theaters across the street.
And Cataract, yeah.
And you worked there?
I worked there as ushers.
And what did you do there? What does an usher do?
I was an usher. You look down and find out where the empty seats were and flash your light. There's 2 seats down here, and they sent 2 people down.
So let me try to understand this. I've never seen an usher in a movie theater in my life, but back then the movie theaters were so busy, you needed someone to personally take you by the hand and find a seat for the customer, right?
Yeah, especially on weekends.
And they had a balcony?
Balcony, yeah.
Could you smoke and drink?
They could smoke, but it wasn't allowed.
Wasn't allowed. And then what'd you say was the horror movies?
Oh, the kids, they come in Saturday and Sunday, Saturday at morning. They give them a prize, they play bingo, and they get scooters, they won for prizes and all that stuff. And then they give them a couple horror movies, and the kids would piss their pants.
No kid. Is that on a regular basis?
Yeah,
So how old were these kids that were pissing their pants?
6, 7 years old. The mothers would dump it off there and go to work.
Okay, so let me just try to understand that. I don't think nothing today would make a 7 or 11-year-old piss their pants. But back then, they didn't really have all the media people have today. So you get so used to media today.
Yeah.
You got the phones and this and
Yeah.
that. So back then, it was a real special treat to go to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
And so when they seen a horror movie, they were scared to
They
death.
thought it was real life.
They were scared to death.
Yeah.
Wow. Did a couple Greek brothers own those two movie theaters? Did Greek brothers own those movie theaters?
Yeah, Canaris, yeah,
Were
Canaris.
they nice people?
Well, he was real strict. He wasn't very friendly. He just, they're looking for the people making the money for him.
And did they make money there?
Well, weekends, it was the only entertainment down in Niagara Falls. Where else would they go? If they didn't want to go to the beer joints and that, they go to the movies.
And you were working at the two movie theaters. Your mother was across the street, right? At Kresge's?
Yeah.
I see. And then where else? Did you work anywhere else on Main Street area?
On Third Street, I worked for a hardware store I worked with somebody working there who had repair jobs.
I see. But, like, for example, you mentioned in your book, I think it's chapter 11, that any money that you received in the 4 years during the military is sent home, correct?
97%. There's an allotment, yeah.
So you sent it to your mom. When you were working at the movie theaters at Kresge's, did you send your paycheck, give your paycheck to your mom too?
Well, I gave her 75% of it, and I used it to have the $10 for gas for my car.
I see. So even then, you gave a large percentage.
Well, she didn't work for steady. You had to feed the people. There's 3 kids home, and a wife.
And you had 2 other brothers. Did they do the same thing?
No.
And you had a sister. Did she do the same thing?
No. Sister was hooked up with Figler, Mary Figler.
And what's a Mary Figler? What is
Mary Figler was the daughter of Figler's dry cleaning, and my sister got hooked up with her when they went to school. They were best of friends.
Yeah, so let me picture that. Figler's was actually a big operation of dry cleaning back then.
Yeah.
And people then got dry cleaning done on a daily basis as compared to now, maybe once a month they'll do a suit, and primarily everything's done at home.
Yeah,
right?
it was cheap though. Cheaper.
Yeah. So then when did your mother move from Kresge's to Carbrundum?
Let's see.
Were you in the war?
Well, see, my father was working there, and he was circulating around and said, "Oh, I get my wife in here too."
So he knew everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then was your mother working at Carbrundum before you went into the military?
Oh yeah, she was small wheels inspector.
That must have been hard as hell on her eyes. Hard as hell. Tell us a funny story. She worked into her mid to late 80s and how they had to ask her to leave.
Who?
At Carbrundum because she was working there.
Well, she worked she was over her age for retirement. She didn't take it. And the younger girls would say, "Look, I got 3 kids at home. I can't feed them, and this old lady's taking my pay."
Oh, okay. And then she left.
Well, she didn't leave right away, but they pushed her out. They pushed her out. The company said, "Look, you're over age. You might get hurt or something. You might have a heart attack. We got to discharge you. We'll give you a bonus and goodbye."
Pushed you out.
Yeah.
But didn't your mother walk to the factory most of the time?
Oh.
Most of the time your mother would walk.
Well, she worked. Yeah, she worked.
And
Walked. Yeah.
And you followed the example when you worked at Kimberly-Clark for 35 years. Your car tires never seen that parking lot once.
No.
You walked every day.
Yeah.
And what would you do during the big snowstorms of Western New York?
Well, I had that international four-wheel drive truck. I was picking up people back and forth on ship's work. and
Okay.
plowing the streets and that.
Okay, so during major blizzards, you take your four-door International four-wheel drive, and you'd go and pick up fellow workers and bring them because the roads were so bad,
Yeah.
a regular car or a regular truck
Yeah.
couldn't do it. But besides that, for 35 years, did you ever drive yourself to work?
No.
What did you do during the snowstorms?
Huh?
If it was snowing out really bad, how would you get to work? Or if it was a big rainstorm, you still would walk to work?
Well, you improvise. I didn't want to I wouldn't take a day off just because it was raining or snowing.
So you still walked?
Yeah.
That's very
And I
interesting.
certainly wouldn't take the truck there or car there, no.
No, that is never a vehicle, you never drove that vehicle to work for 35 days. 35 years, not days,
Yeah.
holy hell. That's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Did your mother enjoy working at Car Brundum?
She liked the money. I mean, she's making better money than she was at the Kresge's.
Did she enjoy working at Kresge's?
Well, she had a couple of fellow workers that were off from the old country, and they were cooks down there. They had a little group there.
I see. So she had camaraderie.
Yeah.
So she had a very nice people from the old country.
Yeah,
When she was at work, did she speak Polish?
Who did?
Your mother?
Oh, yeah.
So at work, she'd speak Polish because the workers she was with, they only spoke Polish, right?
Yeah, but when she got home, she cut it right off and says, "Be home, we talk American." That's why I don't have an accent.
Yeah.
The
That was
she's
your
got
father's
back.
doing, right?
Huh?
He says, we don't speak Russian.
Yeah.
We speak English,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Here, this came in. Reindeer sweater from
What is this?
the Reece family, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Wait, who's the name of the person?
Reece,
What's the first name, you know?
it's the family.
Okay, the Reece family, just got this in on the text. The Reece family from St. Paul, Minnesota, sent this to Mr. John J. Jeckovich.
Now, what do you got here?
From the Reece family in St. Paul, Minnesota.
This?
Yeah, they sent, a couple days ago, we just got it here now, the Reece, R-E-E-C-E, what the?
I don't know them.
Well, they know you, they're watching you on this video.
Now, what? This is a sweater.
Let's
What
look
is
at
it?
I don't know.
Is it a shirt?
Sweater, yeah. Hey, get it and hang it up, please.
Wait, what is it? What does
Why
it
don't
show
you
people?
show everybody.
Oh, wow.
Another Christmas sweater.
Yeah, I like this.
Hold it up for the
Mr.
camera.
Jeckovich.
Yeah.
Hold it up high. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, let me see, I didn't get it
St.
focused.
Paul, Minnesota, you must have,
Yeah, the reindeer live up there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice warm sweater.
Okay, maybe we'll wear that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you, the Reece family, and we'll send you a little note, text me your full address, do you have?
I got it,
Okay, then we'll send them a nice
One
note.
other thing came in.
What other thing came
From
in?
Mobile, Alabama, flip it around, that was.
Okay, who's this from?
Mobile, Alabama.
Richard's family in Mobile, Alabama. This is from the Richards.
I don't know. Who's that?
Richard's family, pull it out, John.
Wait a minute, that's heavy.
What the hell is it?
It's a,
Press the button.
you have to make sure it works here.
Press the button. Oh,
Show
yeah.
it to everyone,
Yeah,
John.
This
yeah.
must be a fisherman. Hold it up for him.
Big mouth belly back.
Yeah. Richard's family. That's another nice thing. They call it Big Mouth Billy Bass. You got the right. That's so nice enough. You can put that right above your bed.
Huh?
We can put that right above your bed.
Oh, yeah,
Listen
full
to
of my
all night.
stupid head.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Well,
Now, who made this?
that comes from the Richards family in Mobile, Alabama.
Well, you gotta write them a note,
I
too.
will, I
Yeah.
will. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, put that above his bed. Let it go off
Plays
all
one
night.
more song.
The song I wrote, might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry.
That's fun. See it?
Don't leave it here. Don't leave it here.
That's pretty cool.
Don't worry.
Yeah. That's great. I'll put it in your,
Don't worry.
John.
Made in Texas.
Made in Texas.
Yeah, USA.
Texas.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, put that above his
Thank you
bed.
very much.
Thank you, the Richards family and the Reece family. Reece is from St. Paul, Minnesota. And let's see, the Richards family is from Mobile, Alabama.
Huh.
Singing Fish.
How's it get my address?
Well, everything comes from a text, and the text sends them where to send things for you. You must have a whole room full of stuff. I know a lot of stuff came through.
Yeah,
How many minutes we got here?
9.
Yeah, this is nice. This is very nice of this family.
Well, you write notes, though, okay?
I shall.
Yeah.
So, let's see where we were. That was a nice break.
Yeah,
That sweater you can wear tomorrow.
sure.
Let's see, so your mother's at Carbrundum, your father worked at Carbrundum.
Mm-hmm.
So your mother got the job from Carbrundum from your father.
Yeah.
How come you never worked at Carbrundum?
I don't know. I was working with my Uncle Andy. I was at every factory in town.
So Uncle Andy worked at every factory in town.
Yeah.
But didn't your one brother work at Carbrundum, Lookie? Lookie worked...
No, Loki worked at the stupid bowling alleys.
Oh, what did you do at the bowling? What did he do at the bowling alley?
Pull pin. They got the wrong company. Stay out at night and start drinking.
Okay, so the bowling alley must have had a bar in it.
Yeah,
And then he got the wrong company. But
yeah.
today, all the bowling alleys are automatically. You throw the ball down, it automatically resets it. But explain to back then what your brother did.
We had to sit up on the top of a railing, and when they shot the ball, there were 12 pins up there. They tried to hit all the pins down. And when they hit them, the pins would kind of ricochet sometimes. So they put their feet up. I guess my brother got smacked in the shins one day. One pin hit him in the shins.
Wow. And they had to reset them.
Yeah, they had reset them, yeah.
They worked all the lanes, or they just giving like 2 lanes they worked? Huh?
No, there were 6 lanes. Most of them were 4 or 5 lanes. Well, yeah.
So it's very dangerous. You have to sit in the back behind the pins, and they whip the ball down.
And you jump down, set the pins up as quick as you could.
Wow. Thank God for this new age where you don't have to have young kids sitting in the back behind pins. I don't think you get no one to do that today.
No, yeah, that's all automatic.
Yeah, jeez.
I don't see too many bowling alleys either.
No. But so he would work there setting the pins. It must have been very loud and very, very
Smoky and everything else.
a lot of tension because you have to put those things up so quickly. And then within a second, you're doing it again.
Yeah,
And those bowling alleys had a lot of cigarette smoke,
yeah,
cigar smoke, and they had a lot of liquor drinking.
yeah.
So you're telling me, by him being a pin setter, he got into the wrong company.
Oh, yeah, he got in the wrong company, yeah. Well, after they worked hard there, they wound up going for coffee, then they wound up with some beer joint.
Uh-huh. So that's what they'd do.
Yeah.
So they'd spend their entire earnings on a beer joint.
Yeah.
Oh no, oh no. What a vicious cycle that would have been. Oh no. How long did he work at the bowling alley for?
Rookie,
Yeah.
I say one summer he got.
Did you go there and watch him?
No. I would sit there in the back and watch it for a while, yeah.
It was very hectic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did he ask you to work there?
Oh,
Did Lookie ask you to?
no. Look was more lonely. He didn't bother nobody.
He was a loner.
Yeah, well, he did this stuff and he didn't want to be bothered.
I see. Did your brother Steve work at the bowling alley?
No. You know, he never did that. No. He was pampered. He was the one who was pampered.
Why was he pampered?
Because my father thought he was the smartest one in the family.
I see. But I don't think he...
Now he wound up with Cornell.
Yeah. And he worked at a couple good places, right?
Yeah. Well, he worked there, but he worked for Pittsburgh Police Glass in Pittsburgh after he graduated.
Yeah.
But he worked in the city for a while, then they shipped him overseas I think he was a salesman then, build up new business in Europe.
Oh, okay.
And then he got hooked up in there, something, women or drinking or what the hell ever did. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
But they fired him and he never worked back there.
Okay. And
Then he
so
got his own, what do they call those people that went out looking for?
headhunters.
Huh?
Headhunters.
Headhunters, yeah.
And so he became a headhunter.
Yeah. phone ringing, run down the aisle.
And that's when he moved to California.
Yeah.
But you must have been quite close to your brother, because you went there many times to work.
Well,
with
he
him.
asked me to do work for him. I was there, the irrigation, the electrical, put fans up with this, I put that.
And did he have a Hungarian Vizsla?
They had to bring his out, and the dog was, they had a eating place outside in the back of the patio, and that dog, a big dog, put his big stocky hand right on top of the table, but I mean, it smelled like hell, and he's drooling down his mouth and everything else. And Stevie said, that dog stays right here.
So his wife tried to tell him to move the dog.
Yeah, Millie said, well, John, Billy, Steve's, it's bothering John. That dog's staying right here.
So the dog was put above you.
Oh, yeah.
What was the dog's name?
Pirosh.
Pirosh, which is Hungarian for red.
Hungarian Volosh.
Yeah. Was it a well-behaved dog?
Huh?
Was it a well?
He's a well-behaved dog, yeah.
It just had an odor.
Well, he got over and said, put his filthy mouth on the table, edge of the table, and started drooling.
Did you lose your appetite?
He didn't think there was anything wrong with that.
Did you lose your appetite?
Yeah, well, and then you could smell the dampness from the table, from the ground coming up.
Why is that?
Well, it was damp there, and it was just the way it was circulating.
Wow.
I didn't really think it was a good deal to sit outside and eat because it was sloppy all the time out there.
Okay. Wow. So you went there to his house many times to restore it.
I did. He called me for. I went up on the roof, and I had to get a 30-foot ladder, and I put the 30-foot ladder on his car. And we went to the lumber yard to get a ladder to go up on the roof. And I asked his son to help me when I go up there to put your feet on both sides of the rug of the ladder so I don't slip. He said, I don't do that kind of work. I'm busy doing my homework. Sorry. Kid.
So what did you do to protect yourself from slipping?
Huh?
What did you do to protect yourself?
I got a couple of sticks, pound them in each rim, and then that was it.
That was dangerous.
But he was no help or nothing. He didn't want to do nothing. He thought he was above it all.
Where was Steve, your brother? Couldn't he help you?
Steve?
Yeah, why couldn't he hold you?
Oh, he was working.
How about Millie? She couldn't help you?
Oh, Millie wouldn't do that, no. She's a dietitian.
Oh, that was she was? The dietitian?
Dietitian. Lousy cook.
Oh, really?
She used to cook. My mother used to get mad at her. She used to have supper at 10 o'clock at night.
She did what? 10
Had
o'clock
supper
at
at 10 o'clock at night, and it was lousy food. She couldn't cook. She was a dietitian.
Didn't she have some type of dish of ice or something?
A what?
Ice? Did they?
She's always chewing on ice. Yeah.
Why?
She had a vitamin problem, and I found out that she got to take a lot of ice.
I'll be damned.
And she's chopping on that stupid ice all the time.
Must have drove you nuts.
Huh?
It must have drove him nuts.
Did that drive you crazy?
I took one of the ice maker trays out of the freezer. I threw it on the table. I said, "Here, Millie, take it out of here. Just let it go into the refrigerator."
And what'd she say?
Oh.
How much minutes?
A minute and a half.
Didn't she say one time that you and your mother weren't working hard enough and she was doing all the work?
No, the mother was sitting in the driveway, and I was cleaning the brush up or doing some damn thing, and I sat with her for a minute. Millie came out and said, "You goddamn people," she swore, "you goddamn people sitting out here, I'm working my ass off," and what she's doing is taking the clothes out of the washer and put them in the dryer. And she got my mother mad. She said, "Pa, let's go home." I took her home the next day.
Well, how far away were you?
Huh?
How many miles away were
Well,
you?
she was in Pittsburgh, we were in Niagara Falls.
So that was a pretty good
That
drive.
was a 5-hour drive, 6-hour
So you
drive.
basically got there, no one would help you.
No.
20 minutes.
30 seconds.
No one would help you. You were on your own.
And then it had that stupid driveway full of leaves all the time. You couldn't put a ladder on that driveway because your ladder was sliding, and there's nobody holding it up. That kid wouldn't do nothing.
You're lucky you came out of there alive.
Yeah.
You're lucky you came out of there alive.
That's for sure.
Wow.
Isn't
Well, I did a lot of work from the irrigation. I put the fans up there. I put a beautiful closet in for her. It was a beautiful closet, John put it. It's gorgeous.
I love it.